ping pong ball, with or without decorations, straw, bent. If you blow through the straw and hold the ping pong ball, sorry, I'm running out of breath, but it does actually stay in place. The older kids' magazines used to have a straight pin through the ball that would go into the end of the straw. It would keep the ball in place when you ran out of breath, so I might try that too. Okay, I have some wire. I have my eyeball. There's a little hole in it already. Yeah, it's gonna roll. There we go. So I want enough wire to make a little ball inside, or to crumble up at least so that it doesn't come back out. Make a bend, make this like a fish hook. Alright, the wire goes in the end of the straw. So now the eyeball balance is on the straw. Let's see if I can. There we go, and now I blow. Okay, I blew it hard enough that the whole wire came out. So there it is. Of course the eye was more or less facing me, or it could be facing me while I do that. Meanwhile, I'll just kind of tuck the straw in there, use the hot glue almost as a cork to keep the thing in place and keep the two parts together. I like that. I made a floating eyeball with a ping pong ball, the Halloween kind, and I attached a little thin bit of wire to fit in a straw. I'll put a link showing how to do this. Toys from Trash did it with a needle, but I'm not real comfortable having a needle as part of a toy. The wire's okay, but I thought I would try doing one with a thread, and we'll see whether it works or not. So I have a second eye, a second straw, and a needle that's threaded with ordinary sewing thread, but I just left the end. I haven't tied it in a knot yet. So I thought that I would bend the straw and put the needle in. I will be removing this needle, assuming I can get it through. Okay, so I got it out this side. Put it safely in my pin cushion. Alright, so on this side, I want to tie a fairly lumpy knot. And then tuck that knot into the eyeball. Okay, maybe I made the knot a little too lumpy. We'll find out. I'm just gonna... I think it's okay if I end up making the hole a little bit bigger in the process, because I'm going to seal it up with some glue. I will use hot glue, but I think if I were more patient I could use a drying type of glue. Okay, that doesn't really want to go in there. There we go. Okay, and then I don't think I want it to hover more than about that much above there, so I will try to tie the knot. Well, I want another lumpy knot, so I'll give myself a fair amount of thread, because I can always wrap it around and tie it tighter later. Okay, that's more than I wanted. Let's try. Of course, I could test it first and then tie it tighter. Well, I'll do that this time. Okay, so that's as far as it'll go. Now, rather than trying to get my head down into an uncomfortable position, I'm going to add another straw just for filming. Filming, listen to me, I'm old. Recording purposes. Okay. So I just made an extension. I will pull this into place, balance it on the end of my straw, hold the thread, and I think that worked. I'll try to get a sideways shot and re-demonstrate this one too. Loosen it. Tiny bit there. Pull it so that it's coming out straight. I was going to put some on this end, but I think I'm just going to leave that knot as it is. Let's try this for the extension. Pull the thread. Just enough to balance the ball. A lot of people make cones or baskets or little mounts to hold the ball in place so that you don't have to juggle like this, but I think let that cool. Okay, I've let it cool. I've cleaned up some of the extra bits. I'm going to pull the thread, just kind of stick it so the hot glue just barely holds that in place. Add my extension. And face the eyeball towards me. Alright, that worked the first time, now it's not working. Nope, it's dragging too much. Okay, I've run out of breath too fast, but I think that worked. I'm going to shorten this a little bit so it doesn't get too far out of the airstream. I'm also losing some air from my extension here. It also helps if I hold it so that the airstream is straight up. I think that worked and I just run out of breath too fast. I'm happy with it. So there's my one eyeball with the string, with the thread. And here's my other eyeball. I think the wire actually works better. It holds the eyeball in place better and it keeps it steady. But it doesn't hold it in, so I might have to run after this. Anyway, two versions of the floating eyeball for your entertainment. I made a little collar of glue to help the eyeball stay on the end when I'm not actively pulling on the thread. But it's easier to just hang on to the thread till I start blowing. The one with the wire is actually easier to use. I don't know whether it's because I got the collar of glue better or whether it's just the nature of the little wire that helps keep it in and keep it balanced even without the glue.